It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
There we go. All right, now let's try that again and see if I got sound. Settings. Yes, I believe I have sound now. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yes, thank you, Tom. Okay, we're just going to start over, guys.
It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Sorry about the issues there with the sound. In case you were on first, I just had to reboot the phone for some reason. Don't ask me why. Anyway, welcome to the podcast for today, folks. This is Thursday, the 26th of September, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts at the Intercontinental Hotel. Of course, the show is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scootaround, and by Chilliescruises. All right, we got several things to go over first, guys, before we get to the show, to the news. One, my sincere apologies for yesterday. I had the show set up and ready to start at 11 o'clock. We were in Provincetown, and a combination of several things, it just didn't happen. We were actually up at the Pilgrims, which I'm going to show you in a minute, the Pilgrims Tower. I have no idea if we had a Wi-Fi signal or not. I don't think we did up there. But anyway, I didn't get a good signal until I was back down and we were actually in the restaurant for lunch. And I came on and did a brief little thing then. My apologies, my fault. I should have made sure we were someplace where we had a signal at 11 o'clock in Provincetown. So for tomorrow, I'm not even going to try. because we're going to be on a whale watching, assuming it doesn't get canceled, on a whale watching voyage. And I'm not even going to promise. I will go live when I can tomorrow. And it may not be till we get back after the whale watching. So, just saying, All right. So, yesterday, we took the fast ferry to Provincetown, which was a pretty interesting experience. Well, number one, it's accessible. And it is, in fact, accessible. However, getting on is the slope of the ramp is pretty stout. Now, it wasn't so bad getting on, but boy, when we got back last night, getting off and have to come down that long slope, that scared the crap out of me. So anyway, but it went well. We went over there. The ship itself was traveling anywhere. It started off with, they said we were around 31 knots. We got up to 37 knots yesterday. The ship tops out at 38 knots. It's going into a dry dock for the winter, and they're cleaning about 100 layers of paint off the hull and putting some kind of fancy new coating on it that's supposed to increase the speed of the ship without doing anything to the engines by 4 knots. So when you're roughly going twice the speed of a cruise ship, you're maneuvering pretty well. So going out against the waves coming in, it was a little baggy, a little rough. They passed out seasickness stuff for those that got seasick, and it was a little dicey for some people. It wasn't for me and Tom, because it doesn't bother us, either one of us. But anyway, so we got to Provincetown. Provincetown hasn't changed at all since I was there back in the 60s sometime, early 60s, maybe even the 50s is the first time I was in Provincetown. But that is the Pilgrim's Tower, which is up a little incline. You take like a tram, they call it an elevator, but it's a little tram up to the top of this hill. I can't really call it a mountain. And that's the tower. It was the cornerstone of the tower was laid by Teddy Roosevelt in 1907. And I think it opened in 1910. Hot Air Tom, with his bad knees, walked to the top of that damn thing. Now, of course, they wouldn't let, there's no way I could because it's all steps. Wheelchair doesn't do well on steps. So, I hung around at the bottom. And then there's a museum and a gift shop, which we went around. The museum was pretty interesting. We went through the museum. I did find out, folks, and this is proof of it, that when the Mayflower was coming over here, the Pilgrims, they cluster around in the back room and play poker at night. As you can see from this, that's part of the model from the Mayflower. So you got to know that's true. The truth of the matter, the way I learned history, it was probably wrong. I mean, when I think about the Pilgrims, I thought, they landed at Plymouth Rock. Yeah, no, they didn't. They landed at Provincetown, and they were in Provincetown almost a year before they moved to Plymouth Rock. And they moved to Plymouth Rock a lot because the natives were upset at them for doing lots of bad things. John Smith, from down in Virginia, the John Smith person that was screwing around with Pocahontas, okay? He actually came to what's now Provincetown before the Pilgrims were there and started trapping and getting stuff for trade. And he put one of his sergeants in charge, and then he went back to Virginia And the dude he put in charge ended up kidnapping a bunch of Native Americans and putting them into slavery and did all kinds of bad things. So they had a bad taste in their mouth to start with for the Pilgrims coming over. So the Pilgrims landed there in Provincetown, and that's where it all started. And eventually they made their way across the harbor to Plymouth. And that's where the permanent settlement was actually made. But it's all started in Provincetown. I don't remember any of that from the history books. Now, maybe I've forgotten, but that's not the way I learned history when I was in the 3rd grade. So the bottom line from all this, folks, if you're ever up in New England, go to Provincetown. Go up there. You know, it's well worth the, I don't know, $12, $15, $17, whatever it cost. To go up there and go through that museum and experience the history. It's fascinating, I thought. So it ended up being a really good day. We didn't get back until it was probably 7:30 or so, 7:15 when we landed. And then it's a, I don't know, 15, 20-minute roll for me back to the hotel. And I was pretty tired. I was, you know, I don't have my strength back. I'm still having some coughing spells. Whether, you know, I've done too much in bad weather, I don't know. But, you know, I get tired pretty easily still. But we are having a good time, and it's really a good trip. We're doing a seafood walking tour today. It's supposed to rain, but we're going to see how that goes. Then tomorrow we're going on the whale watching. So I know there won't be a show tomorrow at normal time because there's no way I can get a show ready to do early tomorrow. It's not going to happen. So we'll just put it off until it gets done, until it gets on. And then maybe this weekend Saturday we're traveling. Maybe I'll do a show Sunday from New York City. I don't know. I don't know what the schedule's going to be down there. So we're going to have to play all that by ear, guys. It's really difficult to prepare and do a show when you're in the midst of doing excursions and doing things like we're doing here in Boston. They're going to be doing in New York City as well. So, all right, I'll be back with today's news, guys, after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. Taking a look at today's weather, got to start off in the Atlantic. Everybody by now is well versed in Helene, but Helene strengthening, expected to bring catastrophic wind and storm surge to the northeastern Gulf Coast. It's still a ways off, folks, but by tonight, you're going to have it right in your backyard. 290 miles southwest of Tampa, 320 miles south of Apalachicola. Currently has maximum sustained winds of 100 miles an hour. It's moving to the north-northeast at 12. Pressure's dropped to 960. There are storm surge warnings in effect for Mexico Beach eastward and southward to Flamingo, including Tampa Bay and Charlotte Harbor. Hurricane warning is in effect for Anclate River to Mexico Beach. On the forecast track, Helene will move across the eastern Gulf of Mexico today and cross the Florida Big Bend coast this evening or early Friday morning. After landfall, Helene is expected to turn northwestward and slow down over the Tennessee Valley on Friday and Saturday. Additional strengthening is forecast, and Helene is expected to be a major hurricane when it reaches the Florida Big Bend coast this evening, probably a Category 4. Weakening is expected after landfall, but Helene's fast forward speed will allow strong damaging winds, especially in gusts, to penetrate well inland across the southeastern United States, including over the higher terrain of the southern Appalachians. Massive storm surge with it's a massive storm size-wise with life-threatening storm surge. Storm surge up to 20 feet, folks. Just it's hard to even fathom 20 feet of storm surge. So all of you guys in Florida, especially the Panhandle, be aware. This is a huge storm. And it looks like it's only going to get worse. All right, the other one here in the Atlantic, or actually there's two in the Atlantic, but Isaac continues eastward and could become a hurricane in the next couple of days. So not only do we have one hurricane, we've got a tropical storm that could become a hurricane. It's located about 1,400 miles west of the Azores, 750 miles east-northeast of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds are 50. It's moving it's moving east at 12 miles an hour. Pressure is under 1,000. It's at 997 millibars and dropping. A general east-northeastward motion is expected to continue for a couple days. Maximum sustained winds, which are currently 50 with higher gusts. Some strengthening is forecast during the next 48 hours, and Isaac should become a hurricane by Friday over the open subtropical Atlantic. Now, the little X, which is over toward Africa, shower and thunderstorms activity associated with an area of low pressure located 700 miles west of the Cabo Verde Islands, has become more organized during the past several hours. Environmental conditions appear conducive for continued development of this system, and a tropical depression could form as soon as later today. While it moves generally westward, that's coming down what I call the trough. The system is then forecast to slow down and turn northward Friday and Saturday. Formation chance for the next 48 hours is 80%. Over the next 7 days is 90%. So, folks, if you're in the path of any of these three storms, be safe. All right, then an update and since I recorded that this morning, it is now increased to 105 miles an hour. It's also increased its speed. It's up to 14 miles an hour, so it's starting to move a little quicker. The one interesting thing, it's taken a little bit of a tick to the east, which means that it could lessen the severe impact to like Tallahassee just by missing, a few miles to Tallahassee's east. Now, it can always tick back to the west. The Weather Channel calls it wobbling, but still, if things are looking better for the folks in Tallahassee than they were earlier today. The other thing that came in on the last update, there's already been 1,000 flights canceled today, and there's going to be a whole lot more. So the air industry is all screwed up. So, all right, let's go on to the Pacific. In the Pacific, John has become a hurricane once again. Catastrophic life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides continue over portions of southern Mexico. The center of John is currently located about 55 miles south-southwest of Lázaro Cárdenas, Mexico. About 70 miles west-southwest is Zihuatanejo. Maximum sustained winds are 75 miles an hour. Present movement is to the west-northwest at 4. Central pressure is 979 and steady. Hurricane warning is in effect for Tepcan de Galeano to Punta Telmo. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for Punta Maldonado to east of Tecpan de Galileo and west to Punta San Telmo to Manzanillo. The center of John is forecast to approach and move along the coast of southeastern Mexico or just inland on Friday. Maximum sustained winds 75 with higher gusts. Some additional strengthening is expected as the center moves along the coast or inland on Friday. So, which will cause John to quickly weaken once it goes ashore. hopefully by Friday night, John will become a depression. So still have to keep our eyes on John until it's gone. You know, it was down to a depression once before and strengthened back to a hurricane status again. All right, that's it for today's weather. Thank goodness. With the weather forecast knocked out of the way, let's see how that relates to all of our cruise ship. With Hurricane Helene swirling in the Western Caribbean, one of the most popular cruise sailing regions in the world, it's no surprise that itinerary changes and port cancellations have already impacted multiple ships from multiple cruise lines. At the moment, 13 ships from 5 different cruise lines are already making changes, and additional alterations will likely come. 2 of the smallest and oldest ships are from Carnival, and that would be the Carnival Elation and the Carnival Paradise. They must remain out at sea and will be unable to return to their respective home ports because of the path, size, and strength of Hurricane Helene. Carnival Cruise Line has reached out to book guests already experiencing storm-related changes, including Carnival Paradise, Carnival Breeze, Carnival Horizon, and Carnival Valor. So those 4 have changes coming, and of course Paradise cannot get back to Tampa, nor can Elation get back to Jacksonville until the ports are reopened. So they're just kind of stuck at sea, and the people on the next cruise are just kind of waiting around. Royal Caribbean has 5 ships sailing to altered itineraries: Mariner of the Seas, Serenade of the Seas, Wonder of the Seas, Independence of the Seas, and Grandeur of the Seas. Meanwhile, MSC Seascape and MSC Seashore, Disney Fantasy, and the Valiant Lady all have altered itineraries. And there could be more changes coming, folks. You just can't tell when you got one of these huge hurricanes to deal with. I think I might have left myself out of that last comment. If you're scheduled on any of those ships, check with your travel advisor to make sure there haven't been changes that affect you directly. We just had a substantial price drop on the cruise with Chillie Miami to Southampton cruise on the Norwegian Bliss, which sails January 4th, 2025. Transatlantic for 13 nights. The current pricing as of today: studio cabins for solos start at $834.10. Inside cabins for double occupancy start at $934.10 per person. Those includes taxes and port charges. This is a 13-night transatlantic cruise with stops in Ponta Delgado, Lisbon, Vigo, and Le Havre before arriving in Southampton on the 17th of January. Join us on the Bliss Transatlantic, cruising from Miami. Call me, 434-258-9264. See ya on the Bliss. One cruise passenger has made a pre-cruise faux pas she may never live down, especially now that her mistake has gone viral on social media. In preparation for her upcoming Virgin Voyages sailing, Kate Goodwin was asked to submit a selfie that clearly showed her face and shoulders to use as onboard identification. But what she didn't mean to do was to give Virgin Voyages a surprise glimpse of her birthday suit. When the Londoner submitted her security photo, she had just gotten out of the shower. Because of the selfie outline on her screen, she assumed that the photo would have been cropped at her shoulders. Instead, staff members got the full view. I don't know, folks. I really don't have anything to say to that one. Just nothing. Anyway. 3 ships scheduled for Skagway this week were forced to cancel their planned visits due to high winds that made docking unsafe. Koningsdam, Nordam, and Discovery Princess canceled the visits. Boy, folks, everybody's unhappy about this. The guests who can't go ashore as they planned and take excursions. The vendors, because they constantly are losing business and it's not paying them to even be open. And the cruise lines, because they kind of keep refunded money. Let's get back and make the season what it should be in Alaska. Let's cut a little off the front and a little off the back. Amid rumors that Carnival Cruise Line is canceling their cooking classes. Relax, folks. Those rumors are untrue. The only ship that is removing these popular classes is the Carnival Panorama. Cooking classes will remain on all the other ships. The name of the ship is MSC World America. People in the United States may call it World America. Cruisers can expect gourmet Italian cuisine on board thanks to a new partnership between MSC Cruises and Eataly, the well-known Italy-based food and culture brand. The 6,700 guest megaship under construction at Chantier de Latinque shipyard in France will debut a new to the fleet restaurant called Eataly at Sea, offering food sourced from Italian suppliers, handmade pastas, and an open kitchen concept allowing guests to watch their meals being prepared. An adult cruise passenger identified as Yorkis Yabek Montalvo Ramos, age 35, of Reynosa, Mexico, was arrested last week on a charge of lewd and lascivious touching of a minor after he sexually assaulted a 17-year-old male while on board MSC Seascape. Miami-Dade police said the incident happened about 3 a.m. after the adult passenger Ramos followed the teenager into a public restroom. Florida is the only state in the U.S. where local law enforcement, in addition to the FBI, has statutory jurisdiction to investigate crimes which are alleged to occur on foreign-owned and operated cruise ships in international waters, as long as the cruise ship leave from and return to a port in Florida. Azamara Journey has successfully completed an extensive dry dock at Elsfeld Shipyard in Elsfina, Greece, where it's undergoing a series of significant upgrades. Key technical improvements included enhanced propulsion systems, upgraded thrusters and stabilizers, while the vessel's interiors were refreshed with new carpeting and furnishings, enhancing guest comfort. This dry dock was part of Azamara's broader strategy to modernize its entire fleet, with all 4 ships scheduled for dry docking in 2024. I just hope they're not adding azapods to that ship. The scooter round, 15% off sale for anyone in Las Vegas. Valid until October 31st. Las Vegas is one of the nation's most popular fall travel destinations, welcoming over 3 million visitors per month. If you're heading to Vegas in the near future, book a scooter or wheelchair rental in advance to ensure you can explore the Strip and attractions with ease. Las Vegas monthly rentals are 15% off until October 31st. That's as little as $20 per day, folks. Call Scoot Around toll free 888-441-7575 or reserve online. Use code LDALL or SRN11137. That's the Scoot Around Willpower Chair Las Vegas special, good until October 31st. Elizabeth, I feel the big one coming. Hot Air Tom dancing around to the music of the commercial. Hey, all right, let's go see who's in the chat room today fussing at me. Got a lot to fuss about today, folks, after I screwed things up yesterday so bad. Well, Hot Air Tom's with us this morning. I wonder where he is. Please pray for a delay in rain today. We have a walking seafood tour at 1 p.m. It would be nice to delay the anticipated rain until we're done. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. Happy Thursday, everyone. Sending good weather vibes. We appreciate that. There's Mike with us from the other side of the pond. Gretchen says, uh-oh, no sound. Yes, I know. I'll have to edit that out somehow. That's always a tough thing for me to do. Sonny says hi to Mike. Uh-oh, can't hear Chillie. Yeah, okay, no sound. He's working on it. Hot Air Tom said. There's Roger says hi from Jacksonville. Todd says good morning, everyone. Katie says good morning. Chillie is rebooting. Sound is back. Thank you, Mike. Fred wants to know where the seafood is walking to. Yeah, it goes down the street to the long pier and jumps back in the water. There's Steve out in Kentucky. Hey, Steve. Gretchen says she can hear me now. Baja and the Sea of Cortez. Yeah. Katie says, hello, Chillie. Good to see you. Thanks, Katie. We meet at the corner right by the hotel. Other than that, I don't know where we go there. So anyway, we're going, don't have a whole lot of, we can leave here 5 minutes before we got to meet today instead of rolling for an hour to get where we're going. Twins are here from Augustine. National Hurricane Center forecast low percentage of hurricane force winds. Yeah, it doesn't look like you're going to have it too bad there in Jacksonville. You're going to have some from it, but it's definitely going to be west of you. But man, places like Atlanta even, and Asheville, North Carolina, they could get another 12 inches of rain. They had 8 inches yesterday. All the way in Asheville. Unbelievable. Bob's with us. Good morning, Bob. Hoping those in Florida will be safe from the hurricane and homes will survive the storm surge. Yep. We all are hoping for that, Sonny. Katie says we're just getting bands of heavy rain in Orlando. Stay safe, guys. Absolutely. You need to rest and have fun. Don't worry about shows. Well, yeah, to a certain degree, I can't do that, Sonny. But clearly, yesterday, that was a total screw up on my part. Complete screw up. Katie says, we're all good, Chillie. Just have fun. Love your little Facebook Live pop-ins. Just let us know what you're doing from time to time. Yeah, I'm liking the Facebook things too. I mean, it's obviously a lot easier to do a quick little live on Facebook than it is to set up, a live stream through StreamYard and going through all the setup and that you have to do and then getting it on. And then I'm not flexible enough to do things on StreamYard that I can do on Facebook, like flipping the camera so you can see what I'm looking at. So I kind of like that. Tom, they did secure their boats. Some gave away his Canadian trawler 3 weeks ago. The cops contacted him last week that the trawler ran aground. So, it's not his problem anymore. Wow. We'll keep up with you, Chillie, through your short live streams. Tom Henry, make sure Chillie doesn't work on shows. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. There's going to be some days when I'm not. I don't have that many days left, guys. So, yeah, we'll do some, and we're going to do some that we're not going to do. That's all, and I'll do them when I can. I have a bright blue poncho, cruise critic, for him to wear for the food tour. Yeah, and I got lots of layers too, but the poncho might, in case it does rain, might keep us a little drier. Katie says, sounds good, Tom. Gretchen says you might get better service that way, Tom. I love the seafood tour idea. The seafood tour centers around shellfish and therefore is not suitable to anyone with shellfish allergy. Yeah, no. You don't want to go if you have a shellfish allergy, that's for sure. Oh, see, there's the poncho jumping around in the background. See, it's nice to have live entertainment while I'm doing the show. I expect we will get some tasty clam chowder and lobster roll. Plus, it says taste a variety of seafood samples. All right, now, so I got to tell you about lunch yesterday. We went to the lobster pot in, where were we? Provincetown. And a lovely little typical seafood restaurant on the water. Go back in where I actually on a back porch. It's sort of like it's screened in, plastic in, but you can see out. So Hot Air Tom ordered lobster bisque and scallops, fried scallops. I had clam chowder and a lobster roll. First of all, on the lobster roll, it was a roll of lobster. It wasn't like a roll with the mayonnaise and salad kind of thing. This was a roll and lobster. I had a little butter on the side. It was really quite good. The chowder was to die for. It was. I had chowder the other day at the Tea Party Museum, which was good. This was even better. Now, Hot Air Tom, much to my heart almost stopped, coated his lobster bisque with pepper. He said it was good. I'm not sure. But then his scallops, oh my Lord, they were good. I'm not sure, as good as my lobster roll was, I'm not sure that the scallops weren't the best thing that we had at lunch yesterday. It was an expensive lunch. No way around it. You can't eat seafood and up here anymore and save a buck. So, yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted. Be prepared to spend a lot more money than you're going to think. But oh my stars, is it good? Just to give you an example, a lobster roll up here anywhere that we've been 3 or 4 places and I've seen lobster roll, $35 for a lobster roll. I mean, I used to get 2 lobster roll for $6.99. Wow. But anyway, yeah, it's expensive, but boy, was it good. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what we get today on this tour. Taste of a variety of seafood samples. Grace Scott is with us. She's hi, Grace. Gretchen says at least she'll have an active sexual life on her cruise. Yeah, isn't that the truth? She'll have, I would think, a real active sexual life. I hope she remembers to get dressed after she takes the shower next time. Not too sure that nudie selfie was a mistake. Maybe publicity fallout for YouTube channel or media career. I thought about that too. It does sound a little funky, but I had no comment to make. I mean, that was the damn stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Tom, sound right up my alley. I have my shellfish. Yeah, Katie's with me. We can eat shellfish all the time and be perfectly happy. Must not have much in the brain department. Yeah. Who takes a picture naked to use? I know. If you don't want it to be seen, you don't take a picture like that. We will have plenty of pictures, Katie. Oh, yeah. Look, it's got lots of, good Lord. I have, between what I've gotten from, Hot Air Time's doing some photography for me. Okay. Plus all the stuff that I'm doing. I bet I already have 500-600 pictures from this trip. It's amazing. I've got them all on I've downloaded them all off my phone onto the camera. I still have to go through and eliminate them off the phone so my phone doesn't fill up. But yeah, we got lots of pictures, lots of content. I'm gonna be doing something every day for Will Power Chair for probably a year just from this trip. And that's not counting what we're gonna do when we go to Europe next year. Gretchen says, "Oh dear, she'll need a bodyguard." Yeah, it probably will. Send her a pineapple magnet. Oh yeah, that's right. Tom, you're a mess. Yes, he is. I will say that. I'm enjoying my day off. Oh yeah, Katie gets a day off because of the storm. That's true. That's exactly what Cindy says. A mess. There's Joanne. Howdy, Joanne. Good day to stay inside, watch the hurricane rains and old movies. Emily, where are you today? I bought her a cheap t-shirt in Provincetown yesterday. We're missing Ken too. Chillie, you had the hot version of the lobster roll. I like the hot one with butter better than the cold one. Yeah. Shout out to my Cindy. Love you. But very nice out there, Tom. Trying to get on her good side for once. Gretchen says I said social life. Okay. Not sexual life. Yeah, I got you, Gretchen. But maybe you're right, Chillie. Okay. Todd says, "Are you getting on the ship on this trip?" No, I had to cancel both the cruises when I had the pneumonia. What we're doing now was what we had planned to do after the two cruises. We were going to have done the two cruises on Jim that Hot Air Tom did with Kenneth. Kenneth basically replaced me, and I was to replace Cindy. I was going to play Hot Air Tom's wife for the two cruises, and then I got sick. So Kenneth played Hot Air Tom's wife. That doesn't sound particularly correct, but that's basically what it was. That's the way I'm going to stick to it, too. But no, I'm not getting on a ship on this. This is not a cruise. This is Boston. We're going to do a couple of days in New York City, get back on the train, go back to Richmond. I get in my car and go back to Virginia. I don't have anything scheduled now until the cruise ship Doctor cruise in November. I have looked at a couple to plunk in on a short-term basis in October. I don't know. Let me get done with this and see how I recover from what all we've done. So I'm going to I'm going to see. Maybe I'll stick one in October. Maybe I won't wait because we got a lot to do after the first of the year. For your information, Kid did a terrific job of making sure I remembered to take my insulin shots. That is Cindy's job. Okay, good for you. Glad Ken took care of that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Again, we're going to go play with seafood here today. Keep watching me on Facebook because I'm more liable to pop up on Facebook with one of those shorts. And then I'll try to do, I'm not sure when I'll do a show for tomorrow. It maybe tomorrow night when I get back. I don't know. We're just going to have to play it by ear, folks, because tomorrow's going to be another busy day. So, all right, guys, that's it for now. Oh, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. Goodness gracious, we got a big crowd in the house today, too. That's awesome. Everybody out there, smash that thumbs up button for me. That'd be great. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It doesn't cost you anything. That helps the channel out a lot. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm off to find some seafood with Hot Air Tom. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas, or maybe get together in Boston for some clam chowder. I'll see everybody next time, whenever that is. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.